everyone, welcome back to this channel. Well, this side Rajya Lakshmi Singham. In today's video, we are going to learn something super useful and fun, which is how to compare two lists in Python. Now, you might be wondering, why would I even need to compare lists? Well, imagine you're making a to-do list application and you want to check if the tasks the user entered today match the tasks they entered yesterday. So that's exactly where list comparison comes in handy. So here's the big idea. We'll take two lists from the user, then we'll check if they are the same. For two lists to be the same, so what are the things that we have to check is they must have the same length and each element should match the same order. Sounds simple, right? Let's do it step by step. So let's start with taking inputs from the user. To lists. So list one, input. Just enter the comma separated list. And just do dot split. And list two, input. Enter the maybe second comma separated list. And this will be the first. Comma separated list, and this will be the second comma separated list, and we want to split them by split method separated with comma. Okay. Now let's assume the lists are equal at first. So let us assume the lists are equal at first. So we'll create a variable called equal and we'll add true inside that equal method. So then now it's time to check the lengths of those two lists. So all you have to do is first check if their lengths match. So if len of list 1 is equal to len of list 2. So when the length of the first len is nothing but the number of items that are present in the list. Like for example, if the list has 3 elements like 1, 2, 3, then the number of elements in that list is 3. So len will give us the quantity of items present in the list. So when these two lengths are equal, so now we will compare elements one by one. So now compare elements one by one using a for loop. Okay. So how you compare one by one? Especially for I in range of len of list, because how many times you will compare? Obviously the number of times the number of items are present in the list, right? Like for example, list has 1, 2, 3. So the number of times you will count is 3 times, which is nothing but the maximum count of items present in the list, which is len of list 1. Right? It could be list 1 or list 2. So if any one of the list is, the size of the list is same, then obviously if this condition is true, that means we need just one list length, the quantity. So I'm taking the first one itself. So for in range of len of list 1, and here you will do it, what you will do, how to access each and every element in the list, by using the concept of index. So if list of list 1 of I, don't worry, just follow the logic. We will trace it for sure. Not equal to list 2 of I. Then, if the items are not equal, obviously the value of equal will be false. So, equal will now change it to false. And that's it. And now immediately it will come out of the loop, because we don't have to check the other elements. Once you see at least one element is not matching, then you don't have to check every element. Once you understood that they are not equal, you can come out of the loop. Okay. So this is what the actual logic is. And now else equal to false. Okay. So what's happening here? If, like for example, the user gave two elements, two lists, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. If len of list of 1. So what is this len of list of 1? The quantity of items present in the list. So what is the quantity of items present in the list? 3. Okay. What is this quantity? 3. So if 3 equal to 3, yes, this is true. So now the Python program will jump here. So now here for I in range of len of list of 1. So I, obviously, if you know about the for loop, if you know the syntax, how for loop exactly runs, the I actually starts with 0. Okay. And the len of list of 1 is 3. So is 0 in range of 3? True. Okay. So now I value is 0. So now it's true. So now the Python jumps here. If list of I, see, list 1 of I, what's happening here? Which is nothing but list 1 of 0. So list 1 of 0 is what? Listen to me. List 1 of 0 is nothing but 1. Obviously, the concept of index is nothing but the position of the element in the list. So 1 is in the 0th position, 2 is in the first position, and 3 is in the second position. But the total length of the list is 3. But the positioning, the indexing starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2. So list 1 of 0 is 1. Okay. So list 1 of 0 is 1. And now we want list 2 of 0. So list 2 of 0 is 1 itself. So this is list 2 and you want 0th position, which is 1. So is 1 equal to 1? True. But here we are checking, is 1 not equal to 1? So this condition is false. So now the loop goes again to the top, to the for loop. Now I becomes 1. Is 1 in range of 3? Yes. If list of 1 here, now the list of 0 becomes list of 1 because I value changed from 0 to 1. So what is the list of 1 value? The first position, which is nothing but 2. Okay. And what is the list 2 of 1 value? List 2 of 1, which is nothing but this one. So again, it will be 2. Okay. But 2 is not equal to 2 is false. So again, now the Python jumps here and now I value becomes 2. Okay. If list 1 of 2, what is list 1 of 2? 0, 1, 2. So this is the list 1 of 2, which is nothing but 3. So now it became 2 and this becomes 3 and list 2 of 2. So list 2 of 2 is nothing but this one. So it comes here 3. So 3 not equal to 3. Obviously it is false. Then again, now the for loop, the I jumps to 3. Is 3 in range of 3? No, right? So now the Python program comes out of the loop and it will not change the equal false and it will come out of the loop. So now what is the value of equal? I want you to pause. I know you have listened to me. I think you have traced it with me. Now what is the value of equal here? So initially equal value is true. So inside this loop, it skipped this entire if because the condition is both are equal. We can see that both are equal. So this entire condition is skipped. So only for loop is running. So if the if condition is done, so then obviously it will come out of the entire loop. So the equal value is true itself. So that's the value of equal because the list is equal. So there is no chance that you can change it to false. So this is what happened. That's the reason I always say, I know that you guys might fed up saying that use pen and paper, but it is really important when you're writing each and every line with your own mind. Using pen and paper will help you definitely to think logically, think like computer. Like if I write this line, what happens? How computer thinks? You have to go step by step like we did it just now. Okay, I will break this down briefly once again. So first we asked the user to list and we assumed that the list is equal. Then we checked the length of list. If the lengths are different, then there is no point of, going to each and every element. So obviously it will jump to the else part and it will make it false. So if the lengths are the same, now we loop through each element and we will compare them one by one. And the moment we find a mismatch, we set equal to false and we will stop the loop by using this break statement. Finally, we print whether the lists are same or not. Print the lists are same, else print the lists are different. Okay, let's run it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See, if we print the lists are same inside the for loop, every time it is running, every time it is printing, the lists are same. Always keep that in mind. Always try to trace it. So, not even a single mistake. I did it on purpose so that you guys will understand the difference. Okay. Now let's print. Print the lists are the same. So when they are same, if equal, else the lists are different. So that's it. We have done this kind of statement in the previous exercise itself. If you guys missed it, I want you to go back there, complete that exercise and come back here so that you will understand. Because in each and every exercise, I'm explaining you something different, something new that you guys must get habituated. Because from then on, once I explained it, I'm using it in the next exercise, maybe in the next programs that we are writing. So always please follow each and every episode of this tutorial of this entire Python beginners course because I would suggest you to go through each and every minute thing, because as a beginner, it is really important for you to understand. The people who are in intermediate stage will get the points, but the people who are really in the beginner stage, I want you to go through each and everything. So that is the reason I'm taking more time on each and every episode to, explain it as much as I can. So this logic is same as if equal, just print the lists are same. Else, just print the lists are different. So this entire logic is same as this single line logic. So here we are directly doing it inside the print itself by using this if condition else. So if the condition is true, then this part will get executed. If condition is false, then the else part will get executed. That's the only difference. Like this is like a bridge. True, left side, false, right side. Instead of writing these 4 lines of code, this will optimize the code and your code looks more simpler and easier to understand. That's the whole point is. Now let's run this. The lists are same. Okay. What if you want a different list? The lists are different. So finally, this is how we will print the lists are same or not, whether the lists are same or not. So this is the entire code, and see how the comments are, self-explaining. The code is explained, easily explained to even the other developer who is looking at our code. That's the whole point of using the comments in every program. But this is all about the for loop, right? Now let's write it in while loop. Okay. Now let's write in while loop. So in while loop, we will obviously take the inputs and we will also keep equal to true. But the only difference is we will initialize the I value to 0, because in for loop, we are using the range method. It will initialize it by 0 itself. But while we have to initialize it, then it will take from then on. So we'll just remove this part. So here first we'll check if the lengths match. So done. And now we will compare the element by element using the while loop. So here is the entire logic changes. So while I less than ln of list 1. Okay. If list 1 of same thing, there is no change if you observe. If you go through the for loop also, here we wrote for I in range of ln of list 1, but here we are just writing while I less than ln of list 1. That's it. While I less than ln of list 1, if list 1 of I not equal to list 2 of I, you are writing equal to false and then you are breaking. But the only difference is you have to initialize I value 0 and also you have to increment I value to 1 for every loop. So first round it's 0, next round it have to become 1, next round it have to become 2. Don't worry, we'll trace it for sure. So that's how you will do it. And then you can use else in while also. So and then you will use this else part. So equal to false. Okay, let's run this one. Let's trace this one. Okay, if ln of list 1 is nothing but 3, we are assuming that the value of, the two lists are equal in the beginning and we initialized I value to 0. If len of length list 1, which is 3, list 2 is also 3. So 3 equal to 3. Is this true? True. Now it jumps here. So while I less than, what is the value of I here? 0. 0 less than ln of list 1, which is 3. Is 0 less than 3? True. So initially I value is 0 now. If list 1 of 0, so what is list 1 of 0? The first element. Not equal to list 2 of 0. This second list first element. Is 1 not equal to 1? False. Then again, now it jumps here. Now I value becomes 1. 0 plus 1 is nothing but 1. Is 1 less than 3? True. Now list 1 of 1 is nothing but the second position, 2. List 2 of 1, the second position is 2. Is 2 not equal to 2? False. So again, it comes here, it will increments the value of I by 1. So this will become 2. Is 2 less than 3? True. So now list 1 of 2 is nothing but this. List 2 of 2 is nothing but this one. Again, is 3 not equal to 3? False. Again, now I value becomes 3. Is 3 less than 3? Now listen to me. Is 3 less than 3? No. So this entire loop will stops. So 3 less than 3 is false, so it comes out of the loop, and so it will not even goes to this part. So it will just complete this part and it will come out of this loop. So now what is the value of equal is true, because every time it checks the condition, it didn't even execute these lines. So that means the equal value is true. So if equal is true, then you will print the lists are same. In the same way, when you give a different value, I want you to check even for a different value so that you will understand why we are giving equal to false. So this one works exactly the same as the first code. The only difference is instead of for loop, we used while. And here we start from index 0, check elements one by one, and keep moving forward until the list ends. If any element doesn't match, we stop right there by using this break. So this is how we will complete the logic. So both versions solve the same problem, just using different loops. And yeah, that's it, my friends. I think you just learned how to compare two lists in Python using both for and while loops. If you enjoyed this and found it helpful, do me a small favor, hit the like button, share the video with your coding buddies, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more beginner-friendly Python lessons like this one. Remember, every big programmer once started as a beginner, just like you. So keep practicing, keep coding, and I'll see you in the next one.